Hello SolidWorks community, my name is Nate Andrews, and welcome to this 3-part video series where we will create some really cool, immersive content using SolidWorks Visualize. To stay ahead in business, it's important to create a unique purchasing experience for your customers. SolidWorks Visualize gives us options as to how we want to present our products to our customers via the web, at trade shows, or in person. We will start by setting up a scene in Visualize with its environment, cameras, and lighting. We will then use that scene to create virtual reality content with panoramic images. Finally, we will look at various ways we can utilize motion and animations in SolidWorks Visualize to create appealing content. Let's get started. The first thing that I've done is downloaded an interesting model that we can make a scene with. This model already has the appearances associated with it, so we won't worry about adding or changing appearances in this scene. Taking a look at the lights, cameras, and scene in SolidWorks, we can see that we already have several things in the model that we could use, particularly with the lighting. Since the lighting is already quite good in this model, we will make sure that we add this into SolidWorks Visualize. We do not have any cameras set up in the model, and there is a background, but we will pull in our own scene in Visualize. When opening the software, we can see that there are already sample projects that we can use. In this case, we will use the Ocean project since our 3D model is of a ship. When looking at the model tree, we can see that there is a part that has the appearance of an ocean. Then we have the environment, which is just the skyline. We will import the ship into the project, then select to import the geometry, appearances, and scene from the SolidWorks model. Based on the SolidWorks model origin and the Visualize origin, we will need to move the ship in the scene by activating the object manipulation tools and then dragging the correct triad arrow to move the ship in the correct location. We want to have more than one final rendering, so we will make new configurations for these. Next, we will add a new environment for this configuration. For a Visualize environment, you need to import an HDR file. In this case, I downloaded some from the internet, which we will use here. Once we browse for them on our computer, we can simply drag and drop them into the background. This environment is fairly dark, so we can start to turn on the lights that were imported from the SolidWorks model. We will simply enable each one from the Scenes menu. This illuminates the ship in various areas, but the overall image is still pretty dark. So we can then select the active environment to manipulate it. We can easily change the brightness of the scene by moving the slider, or if that's not quite doing the trick, we can even rotate the environment, which changes the direction of any lighting in the HDR. Our image still looks pretty dark, so let's increase the brightness on each of the lights to accommodate for this. For the configuration with the new HDR file, we can hide the ocean component because the HDR file already has the ocean as part of the environment image. Just as we have multiple configurations, we can also render multiple cameras at the same time. With this in mind, we will lock the default camera and add a new one so that we can render another area of the ship. We will look towards the stern of the ship and apply depth of field focusing on the corner. Now that the scene is set up, we can create the outputs selecting either all cameras or all configurations. Join us for the next video of the series where we will create virtual reality content with panoramic images and user interactive images for use on a website or a mobile device.